Hi, this is Tom from Rocket Restorations, and today it's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, and it's dark, and we got sunglasses on. Okay, sorry, bad joke. But this car, beneath the Blues Brothers outward look, is a pretty cool car it originally was. We'll go into a little more depth. So let's go into the Wayback Machine a little bit. This one may date me a little bit, but back in the year 1999, back when we were still buying cars out of newspapers, this car showed up in the local Seattle Times newspaper. 1974 Dodge Monaco. Super nice original car. White. And second owner after Washington State Patrol. So I saw the ad. And my brother saw the ad, and we tried to go look at the car, and we were told it was already sold. It went to a buddy of mine in Ohio who was like a big car collector at the time. He was buying a lot of police cars. He actually bought a few police cars from me over the years. And this car was really nice. Original paint, like no rust, like super clean Washington car. The one thing about WSP cars is they were extremely well taken care of over the years. In my 72 Polara cop car, when we pulled the oil pan, it was like perfect inside. It had impeccable maintenance done to it over the years. And you know, pretty much most of the ones you see are just really well taken care of. Yep, there's a speaker back there. That's a long story. And it went back there, and then he got bored of it and then sold it to a dude. And unfortunately, the dude he sold it to made it into a Blues Brothers car. And look, I don't want to be a killjoy here. I'm just a bit of a purist. And I've had a lot of cop cars over the years. I like original cop cars. And when people do Blues Brothers clones, it's just kind of frowned upon in the cop car community. It is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of these, especially when this was an original 74 Monaco, original Washington State Patrol car. And so, yeah, let me get back to the story. So, a friend in Ohio bought it, sold it to this other dude there, and then I guess the dude passed away. So he made it into a Blues Brothers car, but it just sat outside in Ohio for several years. And unfortunately, it did not do the car any favors. As you can see there's some rust on the door. There's a little bit in the quarter panels. It also has a bunch of cow rust, because I think it sat underneath some trees, and like, you know, it didn't do any favors in there. Oh, there's a giant bee's nest in there. I might want to get some bee spray here before I open the hood so I don't get stung. Let's open the hood. I'll show you the hood of this thing. So my buddy who bought it ended up hearing about it and bought it back and then put it up for sale. And the thing is, 74 Monaco, especially real police cars, get a huge premium just from the, you know, they're cool cars to begin with. But, you know, the Blues Brothers guys spend a lot of money on these. They go for a ton of money. He actually made us a pretty good deal because he knew we were cop car guys. And we would take care of it. And unfortunately, it came here. We tried to get it fired up, and we're gonna try to have Jamie figure out what's going wrong, but there's just no ignition, and I just haven't had time to get to it. And my brother's actually the one who bought this, Gary, and he ended up selling it to a guy in the Bay Area. Fortunately, the guy in the Bay Area hasn't picked it up yet. It's been sitting here for 2 years. So I just left for, went to the Minnesota Mopar show, and this car, we had it all out, ready to go, because it was supposed to ship when we were gone, and it hasn't left, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's a 440 HP thermoquad carburetor. This is the first year of the 100 amp alternator. Those put out a lot more power than the 73 ones. Big 28-inch radiator. Look at that giant fan shroud. Fortunately, the worst part of this car is the cowl. It really rusted out pretty bad up there. I'm assuming just some moisture and tree stuff got in there, but it was not good. As I said, we really haven't gotten this one running yet. A lot of unique cop car stuff on here, which is pretty cool. You know, it has the fleet package stuff, you know, coolers, and actually has an EGR valve on it too. You know, power disc brakes. It's got a lot of stuff going for it, including a lot of bees nests. This one's been sitting out in the field for a couple years now, which hasn't done it any favors, but I had it inside for a while, then it sold, and the guy hasn't picked it up, so. All right, let's go over the fender tag here. I don't know the 74 codes as well as the earlier codes, so I'll do the best I can on these, but if I mess a couple up, it is what it is. So, police package cars had the special order tag. E86 is 440 HP. D34 is 727 automatic. DH41. D is Monaco. H is high. So this is actually a custom. It's actually not a police package car. It is a DH. It would be DK if it was a police package car, which WSP didn't buy police package cars until 77, I think. 41 is Ford or sedan. U is the engine, 440 HP. 4 is the year, 74. D is the plant Belvedere. That's the sequence number. That's the color, white. That's the interior code. Medium 1 is cloth in B6, kind of a medium blue. Upper door frame color, KB7, that's dark blue. 129 is the scheduled production date. 129, that is the vehicle order number. It starts with K, means special order. It means there was something special about it. EW1 is the top color, so it was white top and bottom. U is US sales codes. All these F codes are all heavy duty stuff. So that's the alternator, that's the roof reinforcement, that's the reinforcement in back. There's a bunch of that kind of stuff on this car. So all the heavy duty options, coolant overflow, much of that stuff. G11's tinted windows all. H51 is AC. L25, I believe that's trunk light. M15 is molding package. V5X is the vinyl side molding. Y39 is special order. And E is end of codes. It's really a pretty original car. Still has all the original stickers on it. The coolant sticker, the emission sticker, 440 family, coolant reservoir. They'd only done that for a couple years. 72 was the first year, so a lot of people didn't know how to use those at the time. Washer bottle's still there. It's really not a bad car, except for that cowl rust. So hopefully the guy in the Barry takes care of this thing. But he also said he'd be getting it a year ago, and it's still sitting here. So, all right, I'll stop whining about that, I promise. Other than the bees are not too bad. Spotlight. These were WSP cars, were single troopers. So if you ever see a police car with 2 spotlights, that generally means they had 2 officers in them. I believe CHP is one of the exceptions to that, but generally 1 spotlight means 1 officer. They only got 1. These are white cars. I think this door's stuck if I remember right. Yeah, it's stuck. I can't get the door open. Rim blow steering. Well, I guess it's not a rim blow steering wheel, but horn ring. That's how they actuated the siren on these. Radio delete plate is there, but cut. Factory AC car. One thing to look for on these Speedos, I got really lucky one time. I found one of these NOS certified speedometers in a box in a dealership. So see how the zeros are smaller on that all the way around? That's 74 only. I don't know why that's 1 year only. 75, 76, and 77. The clusters are the same, except the zero is bigger. So if you ever find a little zero, that means it's 74 only, and they're super, super rare. And the guys doing the Blues Brothers clones want that specifically. So if you ever find one of those, big money. I had a NOS one. I think I got $500 for it, which was insane. WSP had the extra light on the roof, so that was an extra dome lamp right there. Kind of cool to have. That was a speaker my brother got in some deal, and he gave it with the car because I figure, put it on the roof. The whip antenna was up there. You can see the Bondo where that was before. A couple dead bees in there. But really, it's really a pretty nice car. Needs the dog dishes on it. It has the Illinois plates and all that. This really needs to go back to WSP. Go back to white, fix it. That's really what it should be. The Blues Brothers thing just doesn't do anything for me. It really doesn't. All right, let me show you the trunk here. Oh, good. More bees' nests. I hope they're dead. I really hope they're dead. I'm not a big fan of bees. So here's what the trunk looks like in these. Looks like another HP manifold. Blues Brothers Motor Co. Lancaster, Ohio. I think that's who had it. That's the battery heat shield there that goes up the hood to seal it. It's an original air cleaner. One interesting thing about these is that the trunk shelf right there, that's actually WSP. That's where they put the radio unit. So the spare was over there. They put the shelf right there for the equipment. So you ever see a real WSP car that has that? You ever wondering if you have a real WSP car, if it has that shelf? That means it's WSP. I've seen that all the way from 65 to 74. I think they used it all the way through the early 80s, at least on the full-size Chryslers. Looks like there was some wiring done back here. I'm not sure what they were doing. A lot of times it's trailer hitch or something on these, but it's really a restorable car. Hope the guy does something with this pretty quick. Jack sticker's still there. It's kind of neat. So there you go, a 1974 Dodge Monaco ex-Washington State Patrol car, now in Bruise Brothers livery. This was one of the big reasons we bought this. I know this sounds dumb, but I kind of have a like bucket list of Mopars, and our goal was to own every year of WSP car at some point from 62 to 78, and this was one that we had never owned before. We never owned a 74 Monaco before. I think the only other one we haven't owned is a 62 Dart. They ran those with 384 barrels back in the day. I don't think we've ever had a 77 Grand Fury 2. I think those are the only two we haven't had now. We've had every other year that they had Mopar. They ran Ford and Chevy a few of those years, but we've had every other year of Mopar WSP car right now. So, well, I'm sure you've seen this one in the back of some of the videos. I'm sure you've been kind of curious about it. So we just wanted to do a real quick video about it. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, this one will probably be going to its new home fairly soon down in California. I'm not sure exactly what his plans are for it, but really hope he puts it back to stock and gets some of this rust fixed. So thanks everybody for watching. This is Tom with Rocket Restorations, and we'll talk to you soon.